The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Assemble! You're watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly conversation about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us. We'll help you take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, you have our riddle inside of Enigma, trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
Hey, what's up?
Indeed, Jay. What's up? Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
We should record some of these pre-show conversations again.
Yes,
I think the people would love to know why my legs hurt when my ass should be hurting.
Oh, Jesus. yeah, the people definitely want to know that.
We stopped doing that when Lawrence started running for office.
Right. That's what happened. Mayor Young got in the way. Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
What's up?
What's up, indeed? As for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mayor Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today because we are going to be talking to you all about the new mobile/PC game from DC called DC Dark Legion. So we're going to be talking about that game. And we're also going to be talking to you all about a new comic coming from Mad Cave Studios. We have Dark Pyramid. So darkness has fallen on Fantastic Forum this day. So we got all that, and of course, whatever else it is that you all want to talk about, and we'll tell you how it is you can do that in just a moment. But before we do, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, this show would not exist. So thank you, Scott Rubin. Hope all is well with you, good sir. And with that said, let's have the intern do the interning.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed. Do what the intern says. Go to fantasticforum.live, hit the call-in button, and you can, in fact, be the 5th member of Fantastic Forum. Or if you're a little more shy and you'd rather just go ahead and hit us in chat, you can do that either on YouTube or on Twitch chat. We'll take your comments out of chat and bring them into the show. So, feel free to just get in at whatever level you like. We would love to hear from you as we talk about Dark Legion or Dark Pyramid or whatever form of darkness you particularly enjoy. So, gentlemen, you all feeling good today? Everybody's doing all right? Okay, there it is. I feel it. I feel the energy. I'm like, oh my God, it's too much. It's like, I need y'all to calm down.
That's how you started the ass talk earlier.
Okay, well, hey, I guess we're just gonna have to go with that. Look, now I'm gonna ask this question, and what I'm asking you all is just really a legit yes or no question here. Did you all watch the latest episode of Daredevil Born Again?
I watched last week's.
No, but I'm talking about the latest episode, though, is what I'm asking about.
One that came out today, right?
Today. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, I did.
Have you done it? Have you done it, Jay?
No.
Okay. I haven't got the chance to either. So, Oz, you're the only one that has actually seen it. How did you like today's episode? Was it like, is it giving you a little bit more of that, a little bit more action fix that you've been hoping for all this time?
No.
He's like, no, it's not doing that.
No court stuff.
Okay.
there's a conversation between characters that are you just like that episode that had the diner scene. When you
Yeah,
have two
King.
great actors that know their
Mhm.
role,
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good scene, and it feels like that's one of the scenes that was added on. Like this one actually feels like it's a little bit more stitched together than the other ones,
Mm.
so you can almost feel the reshoots, but it's still very well done. But no action. It's all talk.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Like,
It
'cause
feels like it's setting up action.
okay, and hey, and that's fair, I guess. But like, it's doing pretty decently ratings wise, right?
Do they even count ratings?
I mean, they
Sort
like,
of.
yeah, exactly. It's like as much as you can in the streaming era, right? Like, I guess but at the same time, I feel you because you're like, it's not like it's like Nielsen, right? It's
Or
like,
it's or even like it's not like they're gonna cancel it in the fall. Like if by episode 5 nobody watched it, like
They already confirmed season 2.
right.
okay, well then that must mean. Oh wait, but they confirmed season 2 from before season 1
Before it
aired?
even aired, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It's that's what I'm saying. Like it's not gonna get replaced by some sitcom in January or whatever.
well, yeah. I'm just more so. My thought process was more so like, are they concerned at all that if they're not delivering on like say the superhero, like the power fantasy,
I can tell you
like,
they're not
are they
concerned
gonna
at
be?
all.
They're not.
Like,
Oh, okay.
like they're not
Well,
concerned
and
about anything really. Like otherwise,
what does that
Foggy
mean?
and Karen would have been from the start. Like they didn't have to do all the reshoots. You know, it would have been good
Oh.
from the beginning.
Well, but that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Because the fact that they did the reshoot shows that they were concerned, right?
No, because they still didn't put him in. Like they put
Well,
Foggy in to kill him, and then they put Karen Page to there to get the fuck out of there.
You
Yeah.
don't think we're gonna see either one of those characters again before the show's out?
I mean, at this point, I don't even care. Like, it's just it's fine the way it is.
Wait, but I
I
thought you.
wish I could tell you about the good parts of this episode, but you haven't seen it.
There it is. See,
What they're
Yeah.
showing them already.
Yeah, see,
I can't.
yeah. Look, we're not spoiling. We're not spoiling Mo. If you want to know, you got to watch it.
There
I'll
is
watch him.
there's a couple of thoughts on Foggy, and I've heard this since the first episode that
It's not that
because
big.
they showed like a street sign with a number above the bar where right before he gets shot, people are saying that that's the number of the issue where he fakes his death, and so they think he's gonna come
Mm.
back.
I mean, listen, I didn't know that, but I personally thought, yeah, like why wouldn't he come back? Like, it's
Well,
comics.
the actor is supposed to come back in season 2. I think it's
Mm.
flashbacks and some other stuff that they discuss
Mm-hmm.
that could be how they bring back the actor.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just don't see how or why Home Dude would like not kill him. Like he never misses.
Oh, Bullseye.
Yeah. Because Bullseye is the guy that shot him, right? Like
That's
how
Yeah.
how would he purposely not kill him? Like be in cahoots or whatever. Like it doesn't make sense that he faked that.
I could see that.
They could maybe like resuscitated him later or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
they
don't know.
also they reshot that scene, right? So that wasn't even part of the story originally. So like, why would they fuck with it that much?
Yeah, it's just one of those like leading theories that I always thought it's kind of like reaching. Like there's a number in the street sign, so that means he faked his death. We'll find out.
We will find out.
I ain't finding out shit.
I thought you were going to ask about the State Farm commercial everybody's talking about.
I didn't.
Oh, right. Wait,
Especially that
listen.
Joker. Like people
We-
are
let-
mad at what's his face for like, why don't you just get this guy as a Joker?
I'm mad at who?
Gunn?
Jared Leto?
No, Gunn. I like his.
Oh,
Gunn's the one in
Oh.
charge.
but wait, why are we mad at him?
because they want this guy to be the Joker.
Did he pick a Joker already?
Probably not.
Oh.
The
We're
point
just
is,
Charlie getting mad.
the point is, the stupid little insurance commercial is better than half the shit DC has put out in a while.
That look,
And
that
that
is a fair
shouldn't be the
point.
case.
Well, and
Yeah,
that's
but
James Gunn's fault.
They should put that work in actually covering people's houses that burned.
Wait, are we? Wait, so we're switching from talking about the comic book movies to insurance, the insurance company's failings?
Well, I mean, they give a fuck what people see, but they're not trying to help nobody. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they didn't make the commercial. They just paid a company to do it.
but again, like that's what people should be talking about, not their fucking superhero shit.
I'm sure people were
Well,
talking about that.
Can we talk about the superhero stuff since we talk about comics here, or no?
Well, if you wanted me to talk about it, you should have told me to watch it. I didn't have it.
Did I sent it to you?
Yeah, you sent it
didn't
to
see
all of
that.
us. Oh,
It's literally when you said F State Farm. That was your reply.
Right.
Oh yeah, but I didn't even watch it. I'm not gonna watch something for State Farm. Like you sent me a State Farm commercial, I ain't gonna watch it. Now, what the fuck? They were sharing commercials now.
Yeah, we're
Like,
worried you were gonna get their insurance because you watched that commercial.
yeah.
Hey, there it is. I'm not mad at it.
It's like what the fuck? I gotta stop my day and watch a fucking commercial. Like I pay extra to not have commercials on my streaming service.
Heck, how are you, man? Is Heck not there?
I'm good, man.
Heck, oh,
Can you-
cool. Yeah, we can hear you now. You were a little low, or maybe I'm a little loud.
I had
It could be.
a
It could
week,
be
man.
6 of one, half a dozen of the
No,
other.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Well-
but now you sound a little bit like you're sped up.
Dude, I have
Oh,
had.
you have had.
I blame State Farm.
Yes, I have had.
What happened?
I wish
Heck?
I could.
What's going what's going on this week? What happened?
So after last week's show, I was in the process of fucking with my computer because they had fucked up the day before. There was some update that fucked up. I had to restore the computer. Then I had to update other shit. All that fucked up. So everything fucked up. I had to reinstall Windows.
Damn.
And that took me like the weekend to get it back to where it should be. And I'm still not where it should be because I watch Twitch or YouTube and the audio's popping. The video is weird. Like that speed up thing that keeps happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I'm sorry to hear that, Heck. That's wild because I can't think of I can't think of the last time I heard like somebody saying something like that happened to their computer. But at the same time, too, I guess I'm not at this point, I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of people that are like messing with a whole bunch of computer stuff, I guess. Like everybody has, of course, a computer, but like we're not doing things to our computers like before. I feel like, when I was dealing with gamers.
Somebody else to deal with it.
right.
We're not on LimeWire ruining everything.
Right. Yeah. It was different. Tiger Claws in the chat says maybe it's time for an upgrade. Thanks for that helpful hint, Tiger Claw.
I mean, it is time for an upgrade, but that's not helping me in the current time.
Yeah. It's like you got a finances upgrade, Tiger Claw. No, finance hex upgrade.
Go to my Twitch.
Yeah.
You don't give me bits.
Listen, Heck, I gotta tell you, man. Like, like your joint is still popping and stuff. You might want to consider, especially since like you're not gonna do like the visual thing. Maybe hit us on your phone, because you can like literally just talk to us through regular headset or something like that, if that's possible. Because that way we don't have to worry about the popping. Like you can just go to fantasticforum.live on your phone and hit the call-in link, and it should work the same. The only thing is you won't have your
Yeah, let me-
cool ass Undertaker icon, unfortunately.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. I don't know.
Or maybe you
I'll
will.
call you guys
There it
back
is.
in a little bit.
Okay, sounds good, Heck. Appreciate you, man.
And if you have a
Alright.
headset, that'll work.
Yeah, later. I got an iPhone. They don't got no jack anymore.
That's jacked up,
Bluetooth.
man.
All right. Yeah, man.
People use
Okay,
Bluetooth now.
gents. Say what now?
Everything is Bluetooth now, though.
But it's
It
not
is.
good for calling in for the show, though.
Oh no,
I don't use
Okay.
Bluetooth, but
that's fair. Yeah. Tire Claw says you still use Skype because Microsoft is gonna end it this year. I did hear that. So
But the Zoom take it over?
I think people just use that instead, which it's so wild because I'm just like I literally didn't know what Zoom was before the pandemic. Like and I remember being in a chat with some of my friends and one of them just said Zoom and I'm like, I don't know what that means. That's weird. And then they said it again and I was just like, man, they are really cracking up under this freaking stay-at-home order, man. Like, I did not know they were talking what Zoom was, and I was like, "That's hilarious." After I figured it out, I was like, "Oh,
You didn't ask what issue of Flash they were reading?
no, these were not comic book people. Otherwise, I might have." You know, right? So,
well, you can
But
use
anyway.
Microsoft. According to Tire Claw, you can use Microsoft Teams.
Oh, I forgot they have Teams. Yeah, it's practically the same.
yeah,
I think you could even tie it to a phone number, right?
I think you can. So, but anyway, you guys ready to do this? Get into this review of DC Dark Legion. Dun, dun, dun. Look, I guess it's funny because we don't have video game review music, but I mean, how many comic book video games are really getting made these days? Like, what would y'all say?
I
Or
mean,
how would y'all?
the Spider-Man one was what, a couple years ago?
There's like 3 of those now, right?
There are, yeah.
Mhm.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 of the.
Mhm.
But like, what else is out there? Like, what's like the competitor to Spider-Man?
I wouldn't call it a competitor, but there's like, I mean, there's like the Midnight Suns and then a bunch of others, but like the mobile
Yeah.
stuff, like Puzzle Quest. But nobody's playing that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah,
The
like
Marvel Puzzle Quest.
I feel like I would play a Puzzle Quest type game that was Marvel branded if it was a little bit more involved. Like the Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest I really liked. Like to the point where I had to kind of stop playing it because I was just like, I need my life back.
You never told me that existed.
I did. I did. Like, come on, man. Look, are you all like? Help me out here, fellas. Have I never mentioned Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest on this show?
I'm sure
Am I-
you have.
That was a long time ago, though.
Heck to say no.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, how dare you, Hecht? No, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we get friggin' the face of Hecht. How are
Oh,
you,
no.
good sir?
Oh,
The
God.
face of Hecht. It's
I
good
like
to
it.
see you, man.
They call him Kukulkan, the 7th god.
Good to see you, man. So, yeah, man. So,
It's
but
weird
yeah,
being
man.
in
We're...
reality.
Yep. But yeah, so yeah, we were just talking about well, we were talking about video games, superhero video games, and like how many of them actually get released, generally speaking. But I guess just now, technically, we're talking about Moses was saying that I didn't tell him that there was a Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest, which I know I've mentioned it. And even like, here's the thing: not only do I know that not only do I believe I've mentioned on the show, I feel like if nothing else, I mentioned it to you while I was playing it at that time, because like I was playing it like a lot, and it was really cool.
I think you purposely keep things from me.
That's what I do, Mo. I don't want you to be happy, Mo. Everybody knows this about me.
I know. It's becoming very apparent.
Yeah, man. But like the wild part, like think of it like, let me put it just in perspective. Like, you know how much I enjoy playing Marvel Snap. I was definitely playing Magic the Gathering Puzzle Quest more than I was playing Marvel Snap. And you know, I think that's just like one of those things where I think at that time in my life, I was just like, you know, just I don't know, like kind of just fixated on that. And you know, with Snap, as much as I enjoy it and want to be playing it, I like actually limit myself. You know what I mean? Like I play because there's other things I got to do just to like be a friggin' semi-productive member of society. You know, so. But anyway, yeah, but you're right, Mo. Midnight Suns, even though like, man, Midnight Suns came out at this point, that has to be like, is it how long?
Like 2 or 3 years old now.
Yeah, something like that. I agree, which is crazy to think.
Didn't it come out before the pandemic?
No, that definitely came out like it can't be. Like it had to come out like during the pandemic, didn't it?
At the most, yeah, but I think it was after.
Oh, after the pandemic?
Yeah.
What? Like what? What? I don't even know what constitutes after the pandemic. Is it like 22?
Like yesterday.
Right. Like, right. Like I don't know. Like, you know, it's like obviously 2020.
Well, depends.
We know when it starts, but
depends
like,
which illness. Like you could be talking about bird flu. Yeah.
Like, yeah, man. I don't know what the actual date is where we're like, okay, this is the end of the pandemic.
Well,
Like,
Midnight Suns came out in 2022.
At the
And
end
pandemic
of
started like
2022.
pandemic started what, 20?
Yeah, 20, March 20.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't know. Like I guess like the end of 2022 could be the end of the pandemic. I don't know. It's like I'm not sure when. Like I guess when could you go out? I would say when would you be able to go out without a mask and not get like accosted? Is that
I
Every
won't
day
even
for
take
me.
my mask off until 23. So
Yeah. So yeah, I'm kind of like, you know, well, okay. That was about where you were living, though. I was like, I'm talking about like where it made sense to not wear one at all. No, is what I'm saying. Like, whereas like where you cared about people still, but didn't have to wear a mask. Let's put it like that. I was like, oh, geez. But yeah, okay. So let's talk about DC Dark Legion. Mobile game just released. It released on the 14th, so that was just at this point just a few days ago. It is a strategy PvP supposed hybrid-y kind of base building thingy. What do you all think? Like I'm gonna come to you, Oz. You're our resident DC aficionado. Like what are your initial thoughts on this game? Like talk us through like your process in regards to like the downloading it and playing it for the first time.
I mean, downloading and playing it is easy. You download it and you click it and you're playing. I've been enjoying the story.
Mm-hmm.
The actual gameplay is kind of generic, to be honest,
Mm-hmm.
and annoying at some point. You know, you can only hear the when you're in a battle and your hero energy meter or whatever fills up and does their special move, they say whatever they're gonna say, and there's a little animation that's cool the first time, but you do a lot of battles and like it starts to wear on you. And You can do it so that the video doesn't continue playing, doesn't play the animation doesn't play every time they do their ability. But because I like the story and it is acted, there's just voice acting in this. The characters talking and all that it's all recorded. I like hearing that.
Yeah.
I don't turn down the volume for the characters, which means when they do a special move, I can hear them doing their little call or whatever. And then when like 3 or 4 of them do it at the same time, it like kind of cuts into each other. And like I said, it's just annoying because there's a lot of battles. There's a lot of those, especially if you're doing like your daily missions, like fight in this area 5 times. So now I gotta do 5 battles in a row, and they don't take long, like a minute at the most each. But you get to the point where they all start just like kicking in, including the whoever you're fighting against. Theirs will kick in. And for a while before the last update, you couldn't turn off the opponent's animation.
Oh, so you always had to watch that.
Yeah. Mercifully, there's only like 1 or 2 heroes. At the point where I was at, there's only 1 or 2 heroes on that side, and it's all like henchmen. So it wouldn't happen a lot, but I'd see that animation 2 or 3 times.
Right.
And it makes the battle take longer or whatever.
Okay.
Yes, enjoying the story, but gameplay like kind of generic.
Okay.
But it's a mobile game. I mean, it's free.
It is a free-to-play mobile game. That is true.
That's no excuse.
Oh, Jay has thoughts. Look, hop in, Jay. That's no excuse. Like, what's your experience been like?
Just the gameplay is boring.
Okay. What makes it boring?
You tap the button to walk, and then a fight happens. And then you tap the button to walk, and then a fight happens. And then you tap the button to walk, and then a fight happens.
Wait a minute now.
But don't forget, in between the walking and the fighting, there might be like some cash here or some little thing there that you have to click on.
Are you clicking on those, Joe?
That is right behind some other little bar that as I'm trying to click that thing, I accidentally clicking this little bar and some other screen is popping up.
Yeah, it's
stupid ass.
It's bad. It's really, I don't know. I'm just severely disappointed with.
Have you tried the base building, Joe?
The base building isn't great either. Like, they do a bad job of telling you why you should give a fuck about any of the stuff you build. Like, you can figure it out, kind of.
Right.
But some of it is like I don't know why I have a library or what it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember building the the Wayne chips area. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know what the hell these chips are for. There's nothing that is asking for the, and like 3 levels later, I can do research. Oh, that's where they go.
God.
But yeah, Jay's right. That room was already like upgraded to 7th or 8th level before I even realized, that's what the chips are for.
Now, and was it a thing where you couldn't do the research until you had gotten to a particular point in the game, or could you have been doing research all this time and game just didn't tell you?
I don't know. The game didn't tell me. I'm assuming I had to get the research lab to a certain level.
Okay.
Or I never saw the little symbol that I click on, because it never says you can do research. It's just a symbol. I can click on this. Oh, man, research.
Got it. Mo, why don't you tell us why it is that you love DC Dark Legion?
I played it for 11 minutes and 55 seconds. and I didn't do shit. Like, that's a tutorial level. But they talk about battles, and all I had to do was click a location and battle finished. And I'm like, I thought this was like a fighting type game, you know? Like there's a battle, but they didn't teach me how to do the battles in 12 minutes, almost 12 minutes. And I even I felt the need to show it to Emily, and Emily's like, "Who's this game for?" Like this is like, you know, she likes like was it she's really stuck on the Disney the Dreamlight Valley, I think it's called.
Oh,
And
it's so good.
yeah, she loves it. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's the
Yeah.
complete opposite reaction that Jay had. Oh, it's so good.
And you know, even me, like I just watch her play it sometimes, and I'm like, and it's literally you're doing a lot of chores, you know, but it makes it fun. Like for some reason, it's fun, and that's what this was. It felt like, and I'm like, this is not for me. Like, you know, like I'm not like I don't care about base building. I just want, again, we're superheroes. I want to fuck up bad guys, you know, like, and I'm not doing that shit, you know. And I was like, there's a game I played, and it on Steam called Throne and Liberty. I think it's called Throne of Liberty or Throne of Liberty or something like that.
Okay.
The guy that told me to play that basically said it's the best tutorial level you're gonna have, and literally, like, it was like 2 minutes for the tutorial level, and I had a big old boss fight, and I felt like I played a full game. Like I got a full story and a full fucking fight, and I felt like a badass after 2 minutes. And that was it was the fastest, most epic tutorial level I've ever played in my life. And that's how he told it to me. And when I played it, I'm like, dude, the game is sitting there in my hard drive now. Like I haven't touched it because it's like I just felt satisfied with that tutorial level.
He's like, I beat it already. I beat it.
I felt like, and the other game that made me feel that a little bit was Ghost of Tsushima. It was a little longer, but that tutorial level was very satisfying.
Yeah.
I think the Ghost of Tsushima was maybe about 20 minutes or whatever, but it was story driven and cinematic.
Yeah.
This wasn't that. And I feel like everything, like you guys experienced, you guys had, I don't know how much time you guys put to it. I did 11 minutes, 55 seconds. And I know because I screen captured it. So it's like I have a full video of my experience. And I was like, I'm not wasting my time with this. Like after, you know, it wasn't compelling in those 11:55, and I'm like, and then you know it's like I think it's really mining like crypto for using your fucking phone for it. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. See, I didn't see any of that. Like that. See, that looks good to me. Like
Oh, you didn't get to a fight like this?
No. Like there was a battle. They're like, oh, you have to save Wonder Woman. And I clicked to her location. Okay, you saved her. Now build up your research lab. Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is ridiculous. Like
sometimes when you're walking on the map, it makes it look like you can get in a fight, and then you just shoot them and keep walking.
I didn't even.
But also, I just touched one button and that's.
And they stole our font. Yeah. But the reality is, like, I didn't get to do any of that after 12 minutes. You know?
I mean, I can imagine kind of something like, because I mean, I know like it does take a little while to like get to that point. I didn't know it was like a full 12 minutes, but
it's a little deceiving too, because you save Wonder Woman, and then they have you build your medical bay to heal her.
Yeah.
And then so I'm thinking, okay, so when my heroes are hurt, you know, if they get knocked out in a battle or something, I'm gonna have to put them in this medical bay.
Right.
So I need to get this thing up as high as I can so they can say, no, you're done with the battle. You go to the next one, everybody's fully healed. Like the medical bay is for when your heroes are in the base working and they get sick or something. They just randomly run into the medical bay.
That's where they get that's where they get spare masks.
It's either the medical bay or the library or the toilet.
Oh, is there a toilet?
Well, I'm assuming because the living quarters have like doors with their pictures on it, but if you upgrade them enough, there's beds outside. But they always go in this one little room. I assume they're just in the toilet. Shit.
Got it.
So yeah, my experience was that, and I wasn't happy with it, and I meant to go back and play it, but you know what? Like, Life's too short for that. I can't waste my time.
Hecht, man. By
Yeah.
any chance, did you get a chance to mess with DC Dark Legion at all?
Yeah, I put in more than 11 minutes into it.
Okay. Well, listen, man. Talk to us, man. Tell us about what your experience was like.
How can I put
they
this?
got Hecht. Oh, okay.
It sucks. It sucks. Yeah. It wants to be like a mobile DC universe.
Yeah.
And there's nothing. You're doing this base building the whole time. Once you get to a high enough level, you get to do like I don't know I forgot what the word is. You get to do like these other missions where you're doing recon and stuff like that with other players, but you don't interact with the other players unless you want to steal shit from them.
Oh, so that's where the PvP comes in, or is that something?
No. Because the PvP is like you actually fight.
Like okay. See, I didn't get that far, even though I heard it was in there.
Yeah, it's in there. You got to be like what? Your personal person has to be like level 6, I think, or level 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can have your team fight their team. What I experienced is like everybody's already overpowered. So you're not gonna win. Like
so, and they're just playing the game to get that powerful. Do you think like that's all it is? Like,
I feel like they're either like the very first beta testers or whatever that they let come in, or they're like the devs.
I think they're spenders.
Or what?
You think they're what?
I think they're spenders because there was a lot. Like I started playing it as the minute it was available, and when I got to that point, there's already people with 3 times the power that I had, and I've been upgrading everything.
And everything like extra characters, whatever, everything's monetary.
Yeah.
So it's very play to win. You don't have to pay, but you're gonna get left behind if you don't pay.
Gotcha.
It's insane. Like after that Wonder Woman one, there's a thing where you can get Superman. It's a trial. So you get to use Superman for like 1 fight. Hey, look, you got Superman. Hey, that's it.
But then after that, then it's like, oh, if you want Superman, you got to pay to get Superman.
It's a random chest.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
it's
you
the
can
gotcha.
pay, but there's no guarantee you get Superman.
Gotcha.
Multiverses was like that too.
Oh, really? I thought Multiverses wasn't just like straight up free to play.
No. When it came out originally, all the characters were behind a paywall. You could pay,
I didn't know that.
or you could unlock them during play. But it took forever. It took forever to get the stuff to unlock them.
Got it.
And then when it came back after the hiatus, I didn't play very much of it, but I think they kind of put the restrictions on the stuff to unlock the characters. They brought it down a little bit so it would be easier. But by then, like half of the fan base had already left.
Wow, that's really interesting.
I think this is suffering from that, where WB wants the money, and they're willing to screw everybody that's playing the game. And the devs get something too, whatever. But it's all. I'm pretty sure WB put this game out, right?
Or it's not WB Games, I don't think, as far as like the well, actually, I mean, I guess it has to be WB Games as far as the publisher, right?
Yeah, it's Fun Plus, DC, and Warner Brothers Entertainment.
Yeah. So it's a money grab. That's all it is.
Now,
money.
What I will say is, like I definitely didn't play as far as you and Oz. I can say that much. But I put some time into it, and what I can say just from a pure gameplay perspective, like the gameplay definitely isn't there enough for me that I would be like, okay, well, I would feel good, or I would consider spending money to be better at this game, because that's the thing. Because I'm just like, now, full disclosure, I'm not the dude that spends money on mobile games, just in general. And this is whoa, look at Jay's face. What's that mean? What's that?
Because
mean?
He's seen your Snap account.
He knows you. Yeah,
I know you spend on Snap.
Wait, this is can I finish my thought? Can I finish my thought before you're freaking
Go ahead, finish your
crazy
lies.
ass look?
Let's all listen to some deception.
What I was going to say next is that Marvel Snap is actually the first game that I've ever played as far as mobile games that has actually gotten me to spend money on like a pretty much regular basis, because and all I get from there is the season pass, but even then it's like sometimes it's like like if I can figure out like a deal or something, because sometimes you get like little random coupons or something from Samsung store or whatever, it's like I'll mess with it. But the fact is, like, the game is enough, like the game is good enough for me that it was like, if I drop $10 this month, I feel okay about that, because I'm gonna get like the return on my investment in regards to the amount of time I play it, and like
and it's not like play to win where you're like,
right,
like even if you use gold and tokens and stuff, the in-game currency, like it doesn't affect your winning. It's all like the strategy comes into play a lot. Like you could have the same hand you had when you first started, and and still kill it. Yeah.
In Snap they have the infinite leaderboard, which is the leaderboard for the top players in every region. And I want to say for like 6 months straight, like one of like the top like 10 players was a straight up free to play player. Like they didn't even buy the season pass. And I was just like, that's crazy. But I think that's a testament to the game, because like if somebody that doesn't spend any money can get into the top 10 of the leaderboard, and also on top of that, somebody like myself who is paying some money, and then there's other people that are the whales that are spending ridiculous amounts of money. If all that can happen and we can all play and compete and be happy, then obviously somebody's doing something right, because normally it'd be the kind of thing where either somebody that's not free to play can get that high into the ranks at all, or if somebody that is free to play gets into that rank, somebody's pissed, right? Like the people that are paying are usually like, how dare they? But they found a way to make all those people happy. So I'm surprised, one, to hear that it's like, okay, like there are people potentially spending money to like pay to win, that this game's one pay to win. And then two, like the biggest thing that for me, I was like, man, there feels like there's like a lot of currencies in this game, and I don't know what, like I only know what maybe like half of them do, because like it. And here's the thing, I'll give the game at least its props in the sense that I feel like I can touch any like one little thing and it will tell me what it is like technically. Like I'll touch it and it will say like, oh, this is the ultimate doodad, and it might say no, but it doesn't say that it's for anything, right? It just tells me like what it is and that's it. Am I wrong in that? Or does it say what they're for? None of them say what they're for, huh?
It depends. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't say what it's for. Okay. Like I had to unlock some kind of gun, and I was like, oh, how do I use that? Turns out it's gear for people that you unlock.
Yeah.
I didn't find that out until like yesterday.
Right. No, yeah, there's like an entire like section where you can gear up your characters. I'm not exactly certain why certain gear can only be worn by certain people. I'm sure that this probably
has to do with their types. So you have like 5 different types. Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact names of them because stupid game design. But there's a shield, the healer, the helmet. I forgot what the other two are.
There's a magic.
But yeah, it's ridiculous with these games not telling you what the fuck their symbols mean.
Listen, and you know, I mean, like, just to be fair, like I feel like maybe we didn't have this conversation on the show. I'm not sure if we did or didn't. I know that Jay, you and I had this conversation amongst ourselves in regards to like Marvel Rivals, where we're just like, oh, there's like a lot of little random symbols and a lot of little random menus, and
right,
like they don't like, you literally like kind of have to go in there and search like to find them, like, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like there's enough of them that you feel like they would tell you about some of these joints, but now you kind of have to like look around a little bit, which I'm like, I guess for me that like, and it's like one of those things where they should tell you about that stuff. It feels a little bit more forgivable on a console only because you're probably playing that on a giant TV, and so there's a more likelihood that you'll see it. I'm like, dude, if I'm using my phone, I'm like, dude, you can't have a whole bunch of little doodads on the screen and not telling me what they're for, because I don't know. I might not even know I can click that doodad. You know, I'm like,
every day you learn something new about this game. like I don't set up my battle team. I just hit auto, and whoever's the strongest goes up there, because I don't even think that matters. And then
it does matter.
And then like day 2 or day 3 of playing this game, I see like a little exclamation point on the battle screen, and I click it. Apparently, I had a bonus because three of my characters were metahuman.
Oh,
and so they gave me like some sort of like 5% damage bonus or some stupid and inconsequential.
They got set bonuses,
But yeah, like I didn't. Okay, I was like, I didn't know they come in sets. Like I didn't know I had.
Yeah, like I think that happens for like people that are on particular teams, or because I saw like Mira has like a thing where like if you have like all Atlanteans or a certain number of Atlanteans, there's like a bonus they get.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but look, yeah,
you like to read stuff. I just want to see the little pixels fight.
I do like to read stuff, and you know, and but more than anything, like here's my thing, like especially like, you know, I like to give stuff the benefit of the doubt, and so like if I'm playing the game and I'm like, I don't know, like I'm not sure that I'm like enjoying this the way I'm supposed to be enjoying this, or I'm not sure this is the intended experience, I might go look and be like, okay, what am I missing? And you know, I may not be missing anything. Like, well, you know, depending on how much like once I get to a certain level, I'm like, okay, now I've done my due diligence. They just made an unfun game, you know. You know, and I'm
after my, you know, when I played it, because you know I played it like literally like the minute it launched, you know, because we were talking about that. So I set a timer, everything. And then Emily and I were watching something, and like, oh wait, I gotta do something. You know, this is for the show, and you know, and I want to do it. I want to be like first, and I want to make like a video of it too. So, she's like, well, what am I gonna do? Like, I'll just play your game, you know. So she played her game, and then after 12 minutes, I'm like, I'm done with this shit, you know. And one of the things was like, she's like, why don't you go watch somebody else's video on it? And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, because I'm gonna review my experience, so I don't want that tainted, you know. So, and that's kind of, but one of the things I wanted is like, I just want, now I could probably do it after I reviewed it, but like at the moment I'm like, no, I can't do that, you know. So,
no, look, trust me, like I played it first. Because of that same deal where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna play it first and get my own thoughts and whatnot. But after I played it a while, I was like, let me go look to see like what other people are saying, just because I'm just curious, because I'm like, what are other people like experiencing this? Like, because it wasn't even like I was like looking for a review. I was looking for like just people playing the game and like maybe some of their thoughts as they're playing. And I know, I'll tell you this, like the couple videos I saw, people were like talking it up, and I'm like, oh, okay, they must have got paid.
Yeah,
it's like there's no way that they can be this enthusiastic about this game, that because I was looking at their screen like, okay, are they like are they playing something, or they're at some point in this game that I haven't been at yet? Because at that point, the only thing I hadn't done was PvP stuff. And sure enough, I was just like, no, they're playing what I played. They're saying they feel different about it. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna sit here and tell them, like, because I don't know what kind of games they like or what kind of games they play. Now, what I will say is this: I do like agree with Oz, and was actually a bit like taken aback by the voice acting, like except for Catwoman. Catwoman was terrible. I was like, oh my god! Like I
Her
was like,
voice
what?
is
Like,
awful.
it's so bad, and it's like, and the messed up part is, it's in stark contrast to everybody else's voice acting that you see up until that point, which is actually pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it literally feels like it's from a different game. You know what I mean? Like, like I'm like, well, there's no way that whoever, like, the person that was like the casting director for this joint was like casted all these other people and then heard that woman do Catwoman and was like nailed it. Like I feel like there must be a story. Like the casting director casted somebody else and then they got sick or got hit by a bus
wife
or something, man. Because I'm like, that is just not the right voice for Catwoman. And even the performance, like because that's the thing, like, it's not like, okay, like the acting feels right, but the voice feels wrong. It just all feels wrong to me for some reason. Like I'm just like, it should have been a different character. I don't know. It's so weird. But the voice acting, other than Catwoman so far, I've actually been pretty like, I thought it was pretty good. The animations are good too. I agree. Like, and I can also though concur that they play a little. Well, I don't even want to say they play too often. What I will say is, I could see it being tiresome because I'm the kind of person, like, I don't ever, like, I play a lot of JRPGs and I don't ever like fast forward or like turn off animations or any of that kind of stuff because I like that aspect of video games generally.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that I can admit like do a lot, because especially when you're talking about JRPGs, sometimes you have these summons and you're like, okay, like, I mean, 15 minutes is a bit much, right? For a summon.
Man, get Lucky Sevens and cast Knights of the Round in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh right, exactly right.
You gotta be there for 4 hours.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I'm just like, hey, exactly. So you all understand where I'm coming from, where you're just like, it could be a bit much sometimes, but in particular circumstances. But man, I will say that this joint came close for me to be like, yeah, maybe I should like do something different. Like maybe I should like turn these off. But I'm like, no, I don't think it was actually the animations, because the animations are good. I think it's the game.
Yeah. And you think when a mobile game, like, you're kind of on the go sometimes, so you're trying to get that's what makes Snap like just a beautiful game. Because and even me, like, I play everything on mute because I get annoyed. I get annoyed when I can hear other people's phones, like whatever they're watching and shit. And I'm like, so I keep mine on silent for everything. Like people send me videos, it's like, oh, it's funny, but you got to listen to like the voiceover. Like, I didn't hear shit, but I just give a ha ha ha, yeah, because and
that with the State Farm commercial.
Yeah, like again, yeah, I'm not watching a commercial. Right. But yeah, it's definitely one of those weird things where it's like, that's just a me thing. I didn't, when I played Dark Legions, I didn't hear any of it, but because I was recording, screen capturing, when I played it back for Emily, I heard the stuff, because it still records the voice. I just couldn't hear it, and it was great, like I enjoyed the voices. Luckily, I didn't get play enough to get Catwoman, but yeah.
Oh. Now let me ask you all something. And this is probably for like those of you that played more. you have the missions, and the missions have the timer on them. Like,
it's only the one Catwoman one.
It's only the one Catwoman one that has
you get like the 6-hour one and then the 24-hour one. I haven't gotten another one since.
When I played, that was when I got Superman for that day, because they had a timer too.
Oh, okay. See, and so that's what I was thinking. I was trying to figure out like what's
also,
because
it kind of pissed me off a little bit. I did everything I had to. Like, I rushed to do everything I had to do before that timer ran out.
Yeah.
And then I do it. I go to collect, and it says, "Oh, there's interference. You have to wait for the timer runs out to collect." And the timer was at like 4 hours. I'm like, son of a. Yeah.
See, and this was the whole thing that I was trying to ask, because I was like, what's the difference between if you do it before the timer runs out and after the timer runs out? Because that was the thing for me, because that initial Catwoman joint, I was like, oh, there's a timer or whatever. And then like something happened and I'm like, okay, well, I got to go do something else real quick. And I came back and the timer ran out. And I was like, oh, that was like a real world timer? I was like, what? I'm like, what mobile game is like, you got to do it right now or else? I'm like, wait, what? Like the whole point of a mobile game.
That's it. That's at the beginning where you think this might be interesting if they're doing stuff like that. And then that was it. It was just that one. And by the way, the 6-hour one unlocked her. But it still says you gotta save her, but she's in my base. Like she's running my biolab. I don't know why I need to. But okay, I do all this other stuff, and you just get more shards or whatever they call it, and which help you upgrade her a little bit.
Yeah,
but you don't really need the second mission.
Damn, I don't know, man. It's really weird because I really feeling like this game, like it's not taking any lessons from any of like the popular stuff out there.
There's interesting things in the game, but it's so unexplaining. Like it doesn't tell you anything, so it doesn't tell you all the different things, how to do them, what you get for them. It's just it has them. That's it.
It sure does tell me how to buy stuff though.
Yep.
Every time.
And that's what I was gonna say is like there might be a good game in there buried under the microtransactions. Okay, like, and that's where, you know. But even then, I'm like, I'm not certain it's a good game, because like what I will say to you is this: like in my mind, I was looking at this game and I was thinking like, okay, so this is kind of like in some ways trying to be like a Marvel Strike Force, right?
Is it?
I mean. In some ways,
trying to be and succeeding are different things,
right?
Like,
exactly.
I played Marvel Strike Force, like that's a great game.
See, and that's the whole thing where Marvel Strike Force is not a bad game. I agree. Like it's like it's much better than this game, but at the same time, I know for me, I was just like, yeah, this isn't doing it for me enough for me to like stick with it. You know, I'm like, I'll try it and just to see what it's like, but. That's the thing, like, because I mean, we can like Marvel Strike Force is kind of like a light, like team-based superhero RPG thing, you know, and that's what I think this is trying to be too, except that it's trying to have base building with it, but it's definitely not succeeding on that same level. But man, like, because that's the thing where I'm like, they're like, I don't understand why you wouldn't like look and see some of the things like a game like Strike Force is doing, especially considering that it's relatively popular, right? So it's like, why not just like crib some of that? Yeah, with DC characters and add the base building, and then you might be like, oh, it might be a better game for some people because they'll be like, oh, okay, like, and I could build a Batcave because I get it, like, you know.
But it's not even just base building, because you have base building. And then you have city building.
Oh, see, I didn't get to the city. You can,
if you save enough people,
where, like all the people that you save can live there. Like, oh, now, we got the dark energy taken out.
The people that you save are the currency to build the city.
Oh Lord, we're selling people.
Yep.
No, we're making them work.
This has gotten dark.
There's one.
That I just tried going back into it, and I realized I deleted it after those little minutes. So like, where is this game? Like, let me try to see some of these things, and yeah, I can't. Yeah,
There's this part like every person up on the top, they're called citizen. That's it.
Mhm.
And there was this one bitching at me. Yeah, the city and everything. They're bitching
Cover
at
your
me
face,
that
huh?
that we need like a medical center or something. And it's like looks like a 9-year-old kid bitching at me. And like, what? You don't even know those words.
Oh, I think I have the kid. There's the kid.
Oh yeah, that is the kid.
What is she bitching at me for?
To build them, right?
We have plans to improve the living conditions.
Yeah.
Bitch, you're 12. Go to school.
The school is destroyed.
Okay, I'll build the school. My bad. But somebody's bitching in the background too. These people are never satisfied.
All the people bitch. Thanks for saving me, but I'm gonna bitch.
Here's some Sokovia Accords, fuckers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, man. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and rate this joint because, yeah, like we're gonna go ahead like, and I'm gonna start with you, Mo, with your 12 minutes. Tell us what how you would rate DC Dark Legion.
I would give it like a 1. Like, it's just the bad experience from the start, and the hype about it around it too. Like, because even like the videos that you say you saw, like people like enjoying it, I kept getting ads like that too, and I'm like, well, it's DC, it's a comic book game. Like, I at least gotta try it out, right? And then even like I was trying to get Emily to come on the show and talk about it too because she watched me play it essentially, and we talked about she had a lot of zingers and stuff, but then she's like, "You're not recording this, are you?" And I'm like, "No." But
she did say in chat that it reminded her of Whiteout Survival. So.
Right, and then but her experience with Whiteout Survival is like this game is shit too. Like, so it's like she just watched me play it and was like, yeah, I felt like what you're feeling with this playing this is how I felt with this game, But yeah, it's definitely like it's like 1. Like a lot of it looks good, but it's like it's hard not to make a game that looks good nowadays. Like you have a powerful computer that you can code on, like that's handheld now. Like you can code with your thumbs. So it's hard to make something. I think there's like a free like Unity or was it like one of those game engines that you could use on the phone now. Like so it's like you can make it's insane. So it's like it's just because it looks good doesn't mean it is good. Like and so I definitely like there's no excuse for it not to be. They're mining somebody's data or something with it. Like it might be some like spy shit for like Ukraine. Like they're gonna fuck the Ukrainian people over it with it.
You're wild. You said they do mining crypto. That's hilarious.
Yeah, something like that. Because it doesn't make sense why you have to like. I can understand like there's idle games that mine your data, but at least they're like, all right, I'll be back in 15 minutes, And I don't even know if this kind of does. I'm sure it kind of does some of that, but that's not even fun to do. Like I've had more fun playing Animal Crossing and doing chores and shit and stomping roaches and
Jay, why don't you tell us what you would rate DC Dark Legion?
I'll give it a 1. I just didn't enjoy it.
That's fair. Oz, man, tell us your rating for DC Dark Legion.
I'm gonna go with 2. I wanted to do 3 because I do like the story. I like the visuals. I like the voice acting. The problem is to get you get to a certain point in the story where your heroes aren't upgraded enough to be able to go to the next chapter. Like they won't win a fight in the next chapter. So you got to do all the other nonsense to power them up. And that I mean, talk about a grind. That starts to really feel like I don't want to do that. That's annoying. I don't want to have to do these dailies, but I have to do them because I have to beef up my crew to get to the next part of the story, which is the only thing that's interesting me right now.
Damn.
So they should put it out in a graphic novel. I could just read
Right.
Look, Injustice, right? You know?
Yeah.
One of especially the first season was one of the best stories of that year.
Yeah, I agree. Hecht, what would you go ahead and rate DC Dark Legion?
I'm gonna give it a 2. The best thing about this game is the actual fighting, and there was a mode I ended up getting into where it's just team battles.
Okay,
like that was fun.
Okay,
the grind of everything, building the base, pimping out the Batcave and everything. I didn't like that. That's not my shit.
yeah,
I had to do it because I had to do other things.
right.
And like the team battle was the best part. If it was just team battle, I'd be all for it. But you barely even do that as it is. So
Got you.
nah. 2.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna give it a 2 as well. Like I just kind of feel like, I'm gonna give it just a little bit extra points because of like, it has like a little bit of style to it. And like the presentation for the storytelling, like, I'll give it props for that. But at the end of the day, I was just like, yeah, like it's just not a good game. It wasn't fun to me, which is that like gameplay is king, right? Like I don't need it to look like pretty if it's not fun, if I'm not having a good time playing it, if I don't feel like, either some sort of challenge or some sort of visceral kind of thing, like, yeah, like everything doesn't have to be super complex necessarily, but it's like, yeah, I gotta feel something. And yeah, the game doesn't make me really feel anything other than confused. So yeah, 2. All right. I don't know if we just lost Oz or whatnot, but I'm sure he'll be back if he can be. Oh, there he is. Oz has returned. All right. Everything cool?
For me?
He's wearing his
I didn't know if
James Gunn's shirt.
No, I went to pee.
Oh, got it. That's
yes,
so funny,
everything did come out okay.
Okay, cool. Listen, I'm not mad at you. And look, I apologize. I didn't mean to call you out like that. I'm just so used to you like not taking yourself out of the shot when you go do stuff like that I just assumed like, oh, okay, maybe his internet went out or something.
Pardon my professionalism.
I appreciate it. I really do. I won't say anything.
No, it won't happen again.
No, please. Please do it like that every time you have to come off screen. Do it. All right, let's do our review of Dark Pyramid.
Comic book
review.
Comic book
Like
review.
Well, not like that, but like.
All right. So we got Dark Pyramid. Mad Cave Studios doing Dark Pyramid, which is basically
it's based on a true story, right?
Look, I hadn't heard that part.
Type in Black Pyramid Alaska into Google and you'll get all kind of stuff.
Oh, dude, I hope it's not. I like that.
Oh, it is.
My review is a whole different thing now.
Yeah, but just because there's a Black Pyramid in Alaska doesn't mean like that shit's left over from back in the day.
Listen, I'm not. I'm just talking about.
Oh no, the characters are fictional, but
yeah,
but the Black Pyramid is there.
Yeah, it's like Cabin Fever is also built like when it's based on a true story because Eli Roth went camping and had dysentery or some shit.
I mean, you didn't take it that serious when I said Future Man is based on a true story because at the end of it they say it's based on a true story.
I also didn't finish watching.
I mean, Lawrence.
Oh.
He didn't watch it either, but he
Yeah.
didn't believe me when I said this.
No, I watched the first season. The first season was amazing.
All you need. Don't watch anymore. You're good.
So, Dark Pyramid, Mad Cave Studios, written by Paul Tobin and art by PJ Holden. It's a supernatural thriller type joint about a missing climber at Mount Denali in Alaska. What did you all think about it? Let's start with you, Moses. How did you feel about Dark Pyramid?
Look, if I get a Paul Tobin book and it's a horror book and it's independent, like I'm in, you know. And I like the story a lot. I like how it starts a certain way and then that's not what you're following. Like that's like a little MacGuffin, but it repeats itself again, you know. And it is basically now you're seeing what could happen, you know.
Mhm.
And using the little like blogger thing as a backdrop or for to kick off the story is I think was a nice little touch. But definitely like the art did leave something to be desired.
Okay. So the story itself and the way that they chose to put it out there you liked, but
Mhm.
the actual art itself was left something to be desired for
Mhm.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it wasn't particularly good, and for like what the way the story kicks off and the way it starts playing through with the true main character, like it really makes my imagination go. And I you know, comics have art to help the imagination, and then in the end, I just see like a Rastafarian dude like scaring people in the dark, like. It's like I don't know if that design, like I don't know if it's based on something real or maybe it is, like I said, but that design I wasn't like it was jarring and scary. It did its job, but like the people like leading up to it, the art was like whatever. Like I could take it or leave it. It's nothing
Okay.
like, and it's not that like the because of that when the reveal of the monster thing at the end like should have been better, and I was like already just like yeah, so it's just that all led to that moment. It diminished that moment, I guess, because the art wasn't good. So it's like I didn't care about the art. So when you do reveal it, it's like it still doesn't look all that great. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Jay, how about you, man? Like how did you feel about Dark Pyramid?
I like the pacing. It was really good.
Okay. What was it about the pacing that you enjoyed?
It wasn't boring to read or confusing.
Okay. Yeah. So like did you feel like a lot was happening, or did you just or was it more so that a lot didn't necessarily need to happen, but it just felt right? Like what?
Yeah, like this is one of those books that could be like a horror movie. And that just immediately made me think of the Butcher's Boy and how badly that was paced. And so this was not that.
Got it. Okay.
Or even like the Silent Man.
Which one is the Silent Man? Did we talk about?
Yeah, we talked about the comic and the movie, but it's like one of those things where like the difference between the comics and the movie, like you know, it could go that way, but
yeah. Okay. Oz, how about you, man? How'd you like the art in this book? We know that you're a big
the art kind of
Uh-oh.
generic.
Okay.
It's not bad. I'm not knocking it necessarily.
They didn't have cheekbones on.
There's some blush on it. I had more problems with some story aspects of it, but you know, there's minor details. Like it bugged me that the dude at the beginning is like an adventure blogger, and he's live streaming as this happens. You know, what happens to him happens, and then his girlfriend is also a live streamer. Crowdfunds her trip to go save him. Shows up, and then turns out that some of his fans also showed up, but nobody knows her, or is like even like she's live streaming herself going over there too, and like nobody even acknowledges her. Was a little bit weird.
Yeah, I did think
it would have been easier to just make her not actually be the live, like make him just be the live streamer, and she's just showing up, and maybe had like keep doing a journal or some kind of diary, so that when she finds them, they can have that discussion.
Right.
But it's such a minor story thing because it's like 3 or 4 pages, and then the monster stuff starts to happen, and at that point, I'm pretty sure she's not live streaming at that point. Right?
Yeah.
Even though that's where she should be, right? At that point, like somebody shows up and is like saying you're about to get killed. Like, okay, well, we're gonna need evidence. We're gonna Blair Witch this bitch.
I guess you're right. Like if live streaming is what you do, I guess.
But she's doing it with her phone, not even a GoPro. So it's like,
so is he though?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's easier with a GoPro than the phone. Like my GoPro is set up so all I have to do is just say, "Hey, record," and then boom, it starts recording.
Your GoPro is also strapped to you. Doesn't like
not necessarily.
Dude lost his phone for a second.
Yeah.
But other than that, like that, I think that's a minor detail in a much bigger story that is pretty decent. Even it has that wall of text that I hate, but the fact that she's doing a live stream, I understand why she needs to keep talking.
Right.
Can't have that air.
Right. Heck, did you get to mess with Dark Pyramid?
Nah, didn't get a chance.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I did think like I had that same thought you did, Oz, where because like the scene, and I think I did I pull it up? I guess I didn't. Damn it. But I did like the scene is literally of like when that you're talking about, Oz, is like her at like a food truck or something like that.
Yeah.
And like there are literally people talking about the situation like in the line to the food truck.
And she's not acknowledging them either, by the way.
Right.
We're talking about
which is
the love of her life.
And so it's kind of weird because it does feel like the kind of situation where it's like, yeah, like at the very least, people might recognize her and they might be whispering about her. You know what I'm saying? Like just acknowledging her presence or something like that. But then yeah, the idea that it's just like, okay, like we're just like she needs help. Like she literally doesn't have a place to stay and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just like, you would think that the people that were following the story would want to help her, if nothing else, be like, hey, crash in my room or something like that. Or
a lot of them are also planning to go out there the next day. It's like, well,
right.
Search together. Like, why is she so dead set on going by herself?
Right. No, yeah. So, but yeah, I definitely was like, oh, that seems very strange, especially like in this day and age, because it's like that, like the people that watch live streams and stuff, like they want to be, they want to interact with those people, right? Like that's like the whole, like that's why they went out there to go find the dude, right? Because they're like,
not only that, they crowdfunded her to go out there herself.
Yeah, so it is that part is a little bit strange.
But I said, once the monster stuff starts, kind of forget about that. It's a minor thing in a bigger
Yeah.
story. Unless they keep doing stuff like that where she's asking for help and people are like, I don't know who you are, get away. As they're talking about her boyfriend.
Yeah, I'm like it wouldn't have occurred to me, I think, to like do the live streaming when the monster or the person shows up at the house, but at the same time, I feel like that's more because I don't actually live stream, right? Like, I guess outside of this. I know, like, you know, and this is a whole different thing. Like, there's no part of me that's like, oh, yeah, like, and look, I might need to change that because I know.
I wish the weirdest thing about this book was that there's a taco truck in the middle of nowhere, Alaska.
I'm like, you don't think that people out in at the base of Mount Denali making tacos? You don't think that's happening? I think that's happening.
Like, it's hard to find people at the base of Mount Illinois making tacos.
Like, I saw a whore truck in North Dakota.
A what truck?
Like a bus full of whores.
Oh yeah, they ship it into the strip club. There's the one.
What? Oh, okay. Well, listen.
Middle of nowhere.
That sounds like a review for another day.
There's a couple thousand male lonely oil field workers with a lot of money to spend. They need a release, you know.
A whole bus comes in once a week full of whores.
Well, dancers. Well, I dropped my dancers. They were dancers. No.
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't there. You tell me.
I know.
I wouldn't go near that bus.
Yeah.
Me neither.
So from a story perspective, like well, Mo, earlier you had mentioned you like how it starts, and I know that was like something as well where that I was like pretty I enjoyed, where, you know, it literally like starts with this fool like falling off of a mountain. Which I thought was like a great like literal first panel where like they literally just say like they give you the like where it's at, and then just guys like shit, like, you know, like he's like falling, and I was like, huh. And it was just one of those things for me where it's like, you know, a lot of comics start with action, obviously, but the idea of like starting with somebody like I'm like, oh, I don't know who this is, but I think they're about to die. Like, you know, I think they're about to die. They're falling off of a mountain, and the way that kind of resolves itself in regards to like, you know, like it actually, I feel like sets the tone really well for the book, because it's almost like a bit of a like it's kind of like half of a misdirect. It's not quite a misdirect, but it's kind of like half of a misdirect.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it gets, at least I know for myself, it got me right into the action. Like I know that, or it invested me immediately. Like I didn't even realize like the art wasn't like spectacular until like 3 pages in, because I was like, oh, we're falling off a mountain.
Did that opening really surprise you that much?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most
I saw it
don't
like
start with somebody like falling off a mountain.
Well, it felt like the opening to a procedural to me, where like, okay, you know, this person's gonna die, and that's gonna start the story. Like I kind of saw that.
See, but here's the thing. I'm with you on that, and I get where you're coming from, but the difference is it would be like if the first scene of the procedural was somebody getting shot.
He's also the dude on the cover. Like I knew he wasn't gonna die, at least not from that. From
no, but like either way,
he might be dead.
I was more surprised when he actually does die.
It's see, here's the thing: when you mentioned the procedural, you mentioned you know, this, like how you guys are saying, but you're forgetting that this dude found a gate with with hieroglyphs and shit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like that. That's part of it. Like that's a huge part of it. Like that.
Oh yeah.
That gives me a Lovecraftian boner. Yeah. Right. So that means that I want to read this more beyond this page. It's not just a blank missing persons case. Like you saw what he saw. Yeah.
Right. And I think the thing is though, it's more so that like in the procedural example, it's like, yeah, like you see somebody like in a scene of their life and things are normal, and then there's like an inciting
Yeah.
kind of incident that kind of sets off what's going to be happening for the
Right.
rest of that episode. And it wasn't that. This is like literally like
I
if
was
the
just
inciting
explaining it
incident.
like if it was like Law and Order, but it's
Yeah.
really more X-Files. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I was
definitely more
thinking
X-Files,
Supernatural,
but even then, like I feel like
yeah, I think this is even more X-Files than that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely more X-Files. But even I think even like an X-Files, I feel like kind of has like a lead up.
Yeah.
And this is what the thing, like the difference is there's no lead up here.
Huh.
Like you literally like you don't even see him fall. He's falling. Like the first panel is him falling. And for me, I was like, oh, that was like, oh, okay. Like, you know, this fool, and I'm like, man, like, okay, like I didn't know if he was just gonna be dead. But then it was like, oh, okay, now, like Mo said, like now we're at this gate. And I'm like, oh, okay, like this is like a whole different kind of thing happening. And then, you know, we get into the actual story. And so I'm like, okay, that was cool to me. Like, you know,
Me too.
I'll give
Yeah.
the joint props for that. What are you gonna say, Mo?
No, I'm saying me too. Like that's really what got me. Like it hooked me in. I read it, and that I'll give it the rating it deserves because just for those first 5 pages, it sucked me in to everything
Yeah.
else. Like I knew I wanted to read issue 2 from page 5. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you know, I wasn't-
irregardless of the art. You know?
yeah. So there it is. Like that's literally the first panel of the
Yeah,
comic.
that's the first 2 panels.
Yeah.
And that's
so
not even
for
like,
me-
and that's where the art was like pretty good. Like the color is good, a little shine on the head. Like it just once it got to the more mundane parts, if you could call them that. That's when I started noticing the art. Like
he's got cheekbones.
He's
Yeah,
got
definitely
blush.
blush. But yeah. So okay, look. What else does everybody want to say about Dark Pyramid? Like we talked about the story, we talked about the art, we talked
I like
we
the
talked about
preview
the
for Pale
delivery.
Knight. Yeah.
The preview that I did see that at the end. I didn't actually read it. What
Me
was it
neither,
good?
but it looked good.
Mad Cave Studios, I don't know if you guys would consider it a Mo deal, but they have a thing for this that I can talk about later. I know Jay's got to go soon, so he might want to give us his numbers and stuff.
Oh, I give it a 4.
4?
I'm intrigued. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the pacing was good.
There it is.
And even
4
as
from
like
Jay.
an issue 1 too, like it dragged on, not in the sense that it dragged on, but it just again pacing. Like some of it could feel like it dragged on, but it's really just creating that little sense of like this person's out here on her own,
Right.
even though she's not really on her own. And I think that's actually going to come into play later. But you know, it might be like a cult thing. Like,
Well, it felt like this was all introduction, and the way it ends, I think the next issue is gonna have more action, feel more like a chase scene. I think
Okay.
because now they're going to be on the run. Now they know they're in danger, and they don't know who to trust.
And they still have to go into the Dark Pyramid.
I think the Dark Pyramid at this point is like, that's going to be issue 3 and 4. They got a bigger problem at the end of this one.
So, Oz, what would you rate Dark Pyramid?
Just reading issue 1,
Yeah.
I'm going to say 4. Like, I like the story. Art could have been a little bit better. There's a couple of things that annoyed me in the middle that we talked about, but overall, like you guys said, it's well paced, and it's not a bad story. It's a good start to a 5-issue book.
Yeah. Okay, Moses Magnum, what would you rate it?
Yeah, it's a 4 for me too. Like I liked it. Like it felt like the first 10 minutes of a horror movie I was gonna enjoy. You watch The Ritual on Netflix. This feels like that, and or you watch The Void one of my favorites. So it's definitely like it feels like that. So and that has a Dark Pyramid in it too. Spoilers.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, definitely like what really like the only problem was the art. So that's what knocks it off the point. Otherwise, it would have been a 5.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it 3.75, like because like I feel like I can't give it a 4, even though it comes real close story wise, or like let's put it like this: it's definitely a 4, or even maybe a 4.5 from the story wise and the execution, but the art is definitely holding it back. And I just feel like a book like this, it's not even like it's terrible. It's just like I think like Oz nailed it. It's like it's just okay. And it's like if this book had better art, it would be something to really be talking about, I think. But
and you look like one of Paul Tobin's books from before, like Colder. Yeah. And that was another one that kind of felt like one of those procedural kind of things. And there wasn't a lot happening on like action, but the art was great too, and it just created the ambiance. Like it said, what the writer was trying to get you to feel through the letters, the art delivered on the visual, on the other part of the sensory experience, and this book, I think its art it's a detriment to that part of the sensory experience.
Hecht, what would you rate the review of Dark Pyramid #1?
I rated a 5 because y'all made me want to read it.
There it is.
Even though the art might be bad, it sounds like a good story.
Yeah. And that's the truth. Like, like this definitely feels like something that it feels like something that will get adapted one day. So,
again, I don't know what people not bad. Generic.
I agree.
At worst.
No, but that could be worse. Like, because that's the thing. It's like if it's bad, at least it makes you feel something. It makes you feel like it's bad. If it's generic, then it's like it really just causes no reaction. Like it might as well have been a novella.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you get a really good look at the monster.
For me, it looked like that little like Rastafarian like saxophone playing thing,
right?
From like the art. Like
it's just because I don't have it up, but like I think most of it was in shadow, right? And then like a couple things coming out into light, like the dreadlocks.
And it had like a horse head kind of thing going on.
Because I'd like to see the monster like full page, like see how they draw that.
I feel like didn't the cover 2 have the monster on it?
I didn't see cover 2. You didn't even tell me 2's out already.
It's not out.
No, it's not out. It's just
you can pre-order
at the end. At the end of the thing, it's like next issue, like how comics do, like next issue, and they show like a cover.
I don't know what comics do.
I don't know what comics do. So yeah, I thought
I've never read a comic book in my life.
Never once. That's fair. So,
hey, read comics.
Yeah, read some fucking comics.
There it is. A lot of detail though.
Yeah. I love that font too. Like,
it is a nice font.
Dark Pyramid font.
Yeah, like it's kind of triangular without being triangular. Like,
it looks like if somebody wrote it in blood.
Yeah. With my dick.
Wait, what? What? Oh my god!
You never seen that movie?
No, I've definitely never seen that movie. No.
You're right. I was kind of mostly.
I don't know something that Mad Cave just does for all their books. Where for this one, which is 5 issues, $25, you subscribe to it, you get all 5 digital issues, and then when the trade comes out, you get that physical.
Oh,
that's cool.
So you get the trades as they come out. I mean, you get the digital issues as they come out, and then when the trade's out, you get that physically.
Oh.
I feel like because the books are $5 each, so I mean, it's like you're buying the trade when it comes out, but you're getting the books for free in the meantime.
That's kind of cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
And they do that. I was just looking at their website. They do that for all their books.
I didn't know that about Mad Cave. Good for them. Like, I hope that's working out for them.
Yeah, and I hope they get books I want to read.
Yeah,
It seems like a good deal.
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely. So
might
all
have
right.
to. It'd be a shame if IDW bought them.
Listen,
I gotta call
listen.
Jay.
I'm like, dude, like, y'all need to consolidate. Like, we're not in the acquisition phase right now.
That's what you think. We're thinking
Oh,
for the
okay.
future, Larry.
Okay, now, look, this is why I don't own a comic book company. You're
Exactly.
Right. All right. El Hecht, give me some final thoughts, buddy.
Hopefully I get my shit fixed by next week.
I don't know, man. We like seeing your beautiful face.
Yeah, don't be
Don't be lying to me like that.
Superstar. Look at him. Look at him.
Y'all crazy.
Oscorp, give me some final thoughts.
This Thunderbolt's coming out.
Who cares?
I'm kind of interested now.
I care. Yeah, I think May, right? It's not May.
It's the one that comes out on my birthday. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
well, there. Now we know what to get you for your birthday.
Yeah.
Damn.
Tickets and popcorn. That's
Get me a
Thunderbolt.
real Thunderbolts team and we'll talk.
Oh.
There is an asterisk at the end of that, so
Yeah. That's what they did for my birthday is put an asterisk. Because like the real team will have like Radioactive Man and Zemo.
It's Thunderbolts asterisk and then it's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
There it
I
is.
just want to see
Closing
Radioactive
mag-
Man, but they'll never do that. Yeah, Larry. If you like how we talked about this book by Paul Tobin, there is an interview. We have a playlist on our channel on YouTube where we did a lot of old Comic-Con interviews, and one of them is with Paul Tobin, among other horror writers of the Dark Horse at the time. So there's video of that, so you can see his sensibilities in writing horror comics. So you can do that, and then while you're at it, just subscribe, like, and hit the bell.
There it is. For the entire Fantastic Forum, we do appreciate you. Let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see more of. We'll listen. Until then, we're the Fantastic Forum. Good night.